What is up, guys? We are out here in the desert once again. This is the first time I've been out here with my coilovers, and I decided to go up this little berm, and I'm three-wheeling. This wheel is completely off the ground. Luckily, I have an LSD, so I'm not in a pickle or anything. So, first impressions of the very little that I've driven out here, I may need to get softer springs. The springs I have are actually pretty stiff. They're designed for high speeds. And when I'm going like 40 plus, it's fine, the ride's good. It's under that, the ride is pretty bad. It's not as bad as the coilovers that I used to have. Those were pretty bad. But yeah, I think if I just get a softer spring, then that'd be good. The reason I haven't is, one, I haven't been able to test it out in the desert, so I didn't know if I needed it or not. And two, I'm going to be adding a bunch of weight with, I'm going to throw a new motor in, I'm going to tube the front end and tube the rear. So that's a bunch of weight that it could help smoothen the ride. So I think in the meantime, I'll get some softer springs so it's smooth most of the time, and then try out the stiffer springs once I add all the weight and everything, because I don't even know when that's going to be. It could be a couple months, it could be a year. So until then, I'd like to have a smooth ride at slow speeds. This is fucking fun. It's great. The ride is so much better when you go faster, but as you saw, I had to go like 40 plus all the way up to, I think I went 65 was the max I went. and it's real smooth. And that was on rock too. That wasn't like sand or just regular dirt. You see, like, that's rocks and crap. That's not just dirt. We went over that like a champ. Like, this thing smoothens out really nicely. The only issue is it's at 40 plus, and in trails and stuff I can't really do 40 plus because it's so narrow and there's so many whoops. And so I think I'm gonna get some softer springs and then keep these springs, and then maybe later on when the car weighs more, they'll be smoother. I've had these coilovers for about a month, and so they should be broken in. I've driven the car quite a lot. This is the first time off-road, however, so maybe they're still need a little more breaking in. I don't know, but I don't think it would make that much of a difference once they break in compared to how they are now, because I've done more than 500 miles on them. So yeah, I think I'll just order some new ones, some softer ones. Hopefully I can get some like longer in length, so I have more. They've got more room to work with. And yeah, what are they doing over there? Donuts. This is supposed to be spinning. It wasn't, because the intake moved down there and was blocking the clutch fan. So I don't know how long it's been doing that, but I think the engine might be overheated because of that. I don't know how long it's been like that. So I'm gonna tighten this bracket up, and then I'll probably run a zip tie around here. Got a little track day going on. That's the plan. I'll wait a little bit, let the engine cool down, and go from there. Okay guys, I'm gonna try to start it. So hopefully it's all good now. It's doing it again. That's a misfire. You can clearly tell it's a misfire. Alright, so despite that it's misfiring, which you can clearly hear, I'm gonna make it back to camp and go from there. Alright guys, so it's the next day. I think it's the spark plug wires and or the spark plugs, so I'm just gonna get both. I'm here at O'Reilly's, about to pick them up, and hopefully that's the issue. If not, I don't know what to do. Alright guys, so we got them. Spark plugs and spark plug wires. So let's now we pray that this is the issue and I can go home. Alright, so as you saw, it helped a little bit, but it didn't really fix the issue of misfiring. So we went and we took off the distributor cap, and the camera isn't really focusing on it, but the little pins, each one is for the corresponding spark plug, and the center one comes from the ignition coil, and each one has some damage on it. And this is the rotor that in here it spins when the motor's on, and it hits each one, and that tells the spark plug to spark. And these look bad. So here is the difference between the two rotors. That's the old one, that's the new one. It looks way better. That one's a little worn down, so that's bad. This is the old distributor cap, and this is the new one. This one looks way better. The camera isn't really picking it up very well, but this is way better. So in theory, that's the problem, and that should fix it. So let's go find out. Okay guys, so I made it home. It was rough. The idle, there was no idle. I had to physically be giving it gas, or else the engine would stall out and it would misfire. First gear had no power at all. I could go to maybe 8 miles an hour before it wouldn't go anymore, so I had to go to second. All the gears lost power. First was the worst, but it was fine in fifth at like 65, 70. We were good then, but other than that, like traffic sucked. I had to use the e-brake a lot. I sort of wish I had hydro, because that is better than an actual e-brake, only because it's actual calipers instead of the e-brake. E-brake assemblies are very odd. It's not just the caliper. But yeah, so that's what happened. We're thinking it could be a timing thing. It could have skipped a tooth, something like that. So I didn't want to swap the motor so soon, because I wanted to save up, because the motor that I'm thinking about throwing in isn't what I originally wanted, and it would be like a temporary thing. It would be just, okay, let me get just a little bit more power, and just so I can compensate for all the weight, and then I can go full on, hey, this is the actual swap that I wanted to do. So we might be going SR. That might be happening in the next couple weeks. We're gonna see what we can do about this motor, and if I can find an SR swap for a decent price, then probably gonna get it. So we may or may not be going SR, and it's exciting, but it's also like, I didn't really want an SR, because I mean, at stock, like, I'm sure they're great, but seeing people fuck them up
and then they blow up all the time from people, you know, just pushing them too hard. Like, I don't want an SR as like the end goal, because I have other plans for the end goal that I'm not going to give away yet. But SR may or may not be coming. We'll see. It's like a 50% chance that I'll throw an SR in within the next couple weeks, or at least buy it in the next couple weeks. We'll see about throwing it in, because the SR swap doesn't come with everything you need. So, yeah. Well, if you guys like this video, leave a like. Comment down below. Should I go SR, or should I fix the KA and keep that until, you know, later on when I do the swap that I want to do? Or should I scrap the car? I'm curious as what your guys' opinions would be. And then hit that subscribe button for more Offroad 240 content, and possibly a motor swap coming soon. So, alright, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Nice.